Throughout history, some criminals have defied the law in ways so bold and extraordinary that they became legends. Their stories blur the line between villainy and brilliance, rebellion and heroism. These outlaws weren't just after money or fame. They challenged authority, rewrote the rules, and left behind tales that still echo through time. From fearless bank robbers to genius con artists, their crimes captured public imagination. Some were loved for their charm, others feared for their ruthlessness, but all shared one thing in common. They became unforgettable. They turned their criminal acts into legendary tales that inspired books, films, and myths. Whether seen as heroes or villains, their stories remind us of humanity's fascination with defiance. In a world that values order, their chaos became history's greatest thrill. So, let's dive into the lives of criminals who broke the law and became legends. Hood, the outlaw who stole for justice. Robin Hood's legend began in medieval England, where he became the symbol of rebellion against corrupt rulers. Living in Sherwood Forest with his merry men, he robbed the rich and gave to the poor, a hero in the eyes of the oppressed. While historians debate his existence, his tale reflects the eternal struggle between power and fairness. Robin's story was passed down through songs and folklore, evolving with every generation. Robin Hood's legacy still lives on in films, literature, and culture as a timeless figure of moral rebellion. Whether fact or fiction, his story shows that even crime can carry a message of hope. The world will forever remember the man who dared to steal for the right reasons. Al Capone, the king of Chicago's underworld. Al Capone ruled Chicago during America's Prohibition era, turning illegal alcohol into an empire worth millions. Known as Scarface, he mixed charm with brutality to control the city's crime scene. Despite countless murders under his reign, many saw him as a modern-day Robin Hood for helping the poor during the Great Depression. His organization ran speakeasies, gambling dens, and smuggling routes with ruthless efficiency. Capone's rise and fall defined organized crime in America and cemented his image as the ultimate gangster. His story continues to fascinate because he represented power born from lawlessness. Capone was both a monster and a myth, a man who became more famous than justice itself banned. Bonnie and Clyde, lovers on the run, Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow were America's most infamous outlaw couple of the 1930s. Their passionate love and violent crimes made the media sensations during the Great Depression. They robbed banks, stores, and gas stations, always managing to escape police traps. To the public, they were rebels against a broken system, young lovers who refused to play by society's rules. Their photographs, often smiling with guns in hand, turned them into folk heroes. But behind the glamour, they lived in constant fear and bloodshed. After years of pursuit, they were ambushed and killed in a hail of bullets. Even in death, their story became legend, a tragic love story wrapped in crime. Bonnie and Clyde showed that romance and rebellion can be deadly companions. Their tale endures because it feels both reckless and heartbreakingly human. Jesse James, the Wild West's most wanted. Jesse James became America's most famous outlaw after the Civil War. Once a Confederate guerrilla, he turned to robbing banks and trains with the James Younger Gang. His crimes made him a symbol of resistance against a changing America. To many, he was a Southern hero avenging injustice. To others, a cold-blooded killer. He carefully crafted his image through newspapers, portraying himself as brave and righteous. His daring raids and gunfights captured public imagination, blending truth and myth. Jesse lived by his own rules, trusting few and fearing betrayal. In the end, he was shot in the back by his own gang member, Robert Ford. Yet, his legend only grew after death, inspiring songs, stories, and movies. Jesse James didn't just live in the Wild West, he helped create it. His name still echoes as a symbol of rebellion and revenge. Pablo Escobar, the billionaire drug lord, Pablo Escobar, the Colombian drug lord, built one of the most powerful cartels in history. Known as the King of Cocaine, he controlled 80% of the global drug trade at his peak. His Medellin cartel made billions, turning him into one of the richest men alive. But wealth came with chaos. Escobar's empire fueled violence, corruption, and terror across Colombia. He built schools, hospitals, and housing for the poor, earning him both love and hatred. Many saw him as a Robin Hood figure who fought the establishment while living like a king. He evaded capture for years, bribing and killing to stay free. When he finally died in 1993, millions mourned his death. Escobar's life was a contradiction, part philanthropist, part monster. His story is a reminder of how power and evil can coexist in one man. Frank Abagnale, the genius con artist. Frank Abagnale was a master of deception who pulled off incredible scams in the 1960s. Before turning 21, he had impersonated a pilot, doctor, and lawyer, all while cashing fake checks worth millions. His intelligence and charisma made his crimes almost admirable. He was always one step ahead of the law, changing identities with effortless confidence. The FBI eventually caught him, but instead of prison, he was offered a job helping them catch other con artists. His life story was later adapted into the movie Catch Me If You Can, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Frank's ability to manipulate systems made him a symbol of clever rebellion. Unlike other criminals, he didn't use violence, only his mind. Today, he works with law enforcement, proving that even a legendary fraudster can reform. His story is one of redemption through intelligence and wit. Billy the Kid, the young outlaw of the West Billy. The Kid became a legend before he even turned 21. Known for his lightning-fast gun skills, he was both feared and admired across the American frontier. He lived a short but wild life, filled with robberies, shootouts, and narrow escapes. Despite his crimes, many saw him as a symbol of youth fighting against a corrupt system. His fearless attitude made him a folk hero in the eyes of the public. Billy's charm and courage gave him a larger-than-life reputation that history never forgot. Eventually, he was killed by Sheriff Pat Garrett, ending his rebellious journey. But his legend grew stronger after his death, immortalized in songs, books, and movies. Billy the Kid wasn't just an outlaw, he was freedom personified. His name remains forever etched in the myths of the Wild West. Charles Ponzi, the mastermind. Behind the scheme, Charles Ponzi didn't rob banks or smuggle drugs. He fooled people with their own greed. In the 1920s, he promised investors huge profits from postal coupons, a lie that turned into a multi-million-dollar scam. His Ponzi scheme became so famous that his name still defines financial fraud today. Ponzi's charisma convinced thousands to trust him, even as his empire crumbled. He lived lavishly, driving expensive cars and living in luxury while others suffered. His scam exposed how easily people fall for the illusion of quick success. He didn't use guns or gangs, just manipulation and confidence. Charles Ponzi changed the meaning of crime forever, proving that deception can be deadlier than violence. Ned Kelly, the Iron Outlaw of Australia. Ned Kelly was Australia's most famous outlaw, known for his daring crimes and iconic metal armor. Born to poor Irish immigrants, he turned against authorities who oppressed his community. His gang robbed banks and police stations, becoming heroes to the working class. Ned's final stand in a homemade iron suit became one of history's most dramatic moments. Though captured and executed, he became a symbol of rebellion against colonial injustice. His famous last words, "Such is life," reflect his fearless acceptance of fate. Today, Australians view him as both a villain and a national hero. Statues, films, and books keep his legacy alive Ned Kelly's courage, defiance, and tragic end turned him into more than a criminal. He became a legend of freedom and resistance. D.B. Cooper, the man who vanished with millions in 1971, a mysterious man known as D.B. Cooper hijacked a plane, demanded $200,000, and parachuted into the night, never to be seen again. His identity and fate remain one of America's greatest mysteries. Cooper became a legend because he vanished without a trace, defying every law of logic and justice. His boldness and mystery made him a pop culture icon. Unlike most criminals, Cooper never harmed anyone, which made the public secretly admire him. He turned crime into a puzzle that still captivates minds today. D.B. Cooper's disappearance remains a story of perfect rebellion, a man who literally vanished into legend. From Robin Hood to D.B. Cooper, these criminals transcended their crimes and became legends. They lived dangerously, thought differently, and challenged systems that most people feared. Some were ruthless, others brilliant, but all changed how the world saw crime. Their actions revealed society's fascination with rule breakers who live without limits. Each one, in their own way, reflected human desires for freedom, power, or justice. Their stories endure because they tap into something timeless, the urge to defy control. Legends born from lawlessness, their stories remind us how far people will go to rewrite destiny. In the end, their crimes became their legacy, and their legacy became history's fascination forever.